Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. Well, this is the show. We'll highlight all the buzzing stocks of the day. We'll also get you an update. How do you trade the Nifty? And we'll tell you all the stocks that are moving around. I'm Nigel D'Souza, and with me, as always, is Mangala Malu. Hey, Mangala.
Hi, Nigel. You know, the good part is that irrespective of anything, we have captured the 11,600 mark, and bulls believe maybe this time around they can hold on to it, because the last three trading sessions, any level about 11,600, be it 11,618, 640, 630 was sold into. So that is something we'll be watching out for. Was looking at options that expired tomorrow, that is 18 July, and within the first hour of trade itself, 17 lakh shares added for the 11,600 put, and the premium around 35-36 rupees is telling you maybe the bulls believe that at lower levels, which is 11,550 to 11,570, there could be a bit of support because the Nifty has been holding the lows. But that's about the frontline index. The mid-cap index is on an even keel with 1,000 stocks in the red and in the green.
All right, then keep an eye on a couple of stocks. Then Tata Motors has moved to the high point of the day. Remember, their month-on-month numbers started looking pretty good for their JLR business, so that stock's moved higher. And UPL, in the last few minutes, that stock has seen a lot of selling. In the last half hour or so, there's a warning that's come out, or there's a lowering in terms of revenue projections from an international company. So we'll get to that piece of news in just a bit. But for the time being, that stock has moved virtually to the low point of the day. First up, though, let's run you through all the top headlines at this hour. India Bulls Housing Finance recovers in trade. Remember, the stock was under pressure in the morning after CRISIL revised its rating outlook on long-term facilities to rating watch with negative implications.
Ashok Leyland, on the other hand, lower by about 1.5% as Pantnagar plant, one of their facilities, will remain closed from today till July 24th. Production shutdown is due to weak demand and outlook for the industry.
And Dishman Pharma surges. The data from the phase 3 trials for ovarian cancer drug has been positive. If approved for the first line maintenance, Dishman revenue from this API could go up by 2 times.
Cummins, on the other hand, sulks down 2% as MD Sandeep Sinha resigns with effect from August 16, 2019.
And Suzlon is under some pressure. Reports indicate that dollar-denominated convertible bonds worth around 1,200 crores are due today. The company tells bondholders to wait until banks accept a one-time payment plan. Okay, all right. Keep an eye on the Nifty. We're holding it around the 11,620 odd mark. Remember, we did a U-turn from 11,640 odd. So that's going to be very, very crucial. Can we hold on to that level? Because there is some selling that's coming in at higher levels as well. How do you trade the Nifty from here, though? Ashwini Gujral joins in to give us his trade at 10:30 a.m. today. Ashwini, over to you. How do you trade the Nifty? How do you trade the Nifty Bank as well?
We took long positions and we booked one round of profit. Basically, today is the sort of day when you'll see fairly strong short covering. Otherwise, we won't be hanging around this 11,630 zone. So that's what you have to play for, both on Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So chances are that this sort of dip that you are seeing right now, this goes and finally we get past 11,640. Having said all of that, today is a fairly broad-based rally. It's not one sector or just IT stocks or just banking. I think just a couple of sectors are lower. Rest all are positive. So the moment the short covering begins again, chances are that once we get past this 11,640, another 100 points can easily happen. So Jubilant Food is a buy with a stop of 1200, target of 1265. REC is a buy with a stop of 160, target of 162. And Axis Bank is a buy with a stop of 753, target of 770.
Ashwini, thanks a lot. We take your point on the up move, but if you could give us your views on RBL Bank. Over the last couple of days, we've seen almost a double-digit decline on RBL Bank. Yesterday, we saw a fair amount of build-up on the short side in futures as well, nearly around 37-38% rise in open interest. Currently trading closer to the lower end of today's trading range. Anything that explains this move chartically?
Well, what will explain it is the loans they have given. Most of these, newer age banks, they take risks which later on they regret. Today RBL has broken down below the 200-day moving average and with some sort of force. So 2 bad days. Now we'll have to see whether we break even this 550 zone as well. But given that other banks are doing much better, I think I would get into the other banks rather than try to figure out what's gone wrong with RBL Bank.
Okay, all right. Ashwini, finally, before we let you go, what about Tata Motors? Is this the real thing? The stock from around 150 has bounced up. It's been a big underperformer. But is that 150, 155 level going to hold out, or do you think it's going to slide down back again?
Well, till now the record has been fairly poor, and again it's like buying Maruti at 6,500 and thinking it's great value before you discover that it goes down below 6,000. So these kind of bear market stocks, quote unquote, they don't really reward you. So if you have to buy something, it has to be the corporate financials, maybe Titan, Bajaj Finance, because these guys will come back. Tata Motors, each time you bought, you only regretted.
Fair point there, Ashwini. Thanks a lot for that. We will keep coming back to you through the course of the day. Meanwhile, just pull up AB Fashion and Retail, Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail at the low point of the day. Remember, yesterday, just as markets closed, there was an announcement of buying a 51% stake in a company that runs Shantanu and Nikhil, the designer brands. And there were a couple of problems. The fact is that they valued that company at 3.5 times sales, and that compares with AB Fashion's own valuation of around 2.5 times sales. So they've paid more, and the growth wasn't there for Shantanu and Nikhil over the last couple of years. 30-35 crores is the revenue that they've been doing. So it'll be interesting to see how they plan to scale this up and grow. But talking about growth and earnings, we have the first quarter earnings expected today from a couple of banks, Federal Bank as well as DCB Bank. They report their numbers, and Abhishek, as always, joins us with the expectations. Abhishek, Federal Bank first.
Well, for Federal Bank, we'll be watching out whether the ROA, that is return on assets, sustains at the 1% level. Remember that in the previous quarter, for the first time in many quarters, the ROA had crossed the 1% level. Now, the improvement in net interest margin will be positive given the fact that last quarter, the net interest margin was at 3.17% and the low-cost deposit ratio has been shrinking down. So that was at 32.2%. Now, loan growth has also slowed down to 20% in Q4. Expect that same 18-20% range to continue against the average of 24 to 25% that they had in the previous few quarters. Now, the asset quality movement will be seen very closely. Slippages between 250 to 300 crore will be taken positively. However, anything beyond that will be taken negatively. Remember that in Q4, the gross NPA was at 2.92%. Our poll suggests NII growth of close to 16%, while net profit can grow at 36.5% YOY, while it may decline by 6% sequentially, that is quarter on quarter. Coming on to DCB Bank, the NII growth has been lacking the loan growth for 6 quarters in a row, and it may continue in this quarter as well. So what this means is that there will be pressure on the net interest margin, which was at around 3.78% in the previous quarter. However, on the positive side, loan growth is expected to improve to 17% from 16% that they recorded in the previous quarter, and improvement in gross NPA also will be positive. Their slippages may be around the 100 crore level. Now, their operating efficiency is on the higher side, that is around 53 to 54%. So over there, if there is any improvement, then that will be positive. Our poll suggests NII growth of close to 15%, while net profit can grow at 35%. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Abhishek, thanks so much for that. Well, keep an eye out on the index. We are seeing select stocks that are moving around. From the frontliners, UPL, we were talking about, that stock was under some pressure, but keep an eye out on Z Entertainment. The intraday chart should come up for you on the screen. The stock was holding higher in the green. Now it's come off, and it's come off sharply from the high point of the day as well. It's on the verge of moving into the red. And from the broader markets, Birla Soft, that's been a stock that's been getting an absolute whacking in the last few days. Now, for the time being, at least, that stock has moved to the high point of the day. So that's one of the winners out there. And Castrol India, that's the other stock that's moving quite well in the last few minutes. Well, on that note, we'll slip into a short break. You come back, we'll talk about a lot of those auto stocks. Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, as well as we'll talk about a housing finance company. Indiabulls Housing Finance is on our radar. Stay with us.